Long ago, when the world was bright and full of stories, an evil wizard gained the power to touch the face of God. Narrativa, goddess of stories and weaver of our world, banished him to the void, but not before he stole a piece of her divine essence. With this newfound power, the wizard lay a dread curse upon all the world, the Glyph Purge, which struck from the minds of all mortals the knowledge of how to read and write. Now, all that stand between the Isle of Meotia and an age of endless ignorance are the bards, who tell stories of distant lands, exotic creatures, and brave heroes. This is one such tale.
Hello and welcome to Challenge Rating Zero, the latest and greatest Dungeons & Dragons podcast to hit the internet airwaves. I am Sam, your Dungeon Master, and I am joined as always by my longtime friends and adventuring companions.
Hello, I'm Brian, and I play Hector the Gatekeeper.
Hi, I'm Beth, and I play Really Long Shadow.
Hey there, I'm Alex, and I play Ruger Firehide.
And last but not least, we have the man who calls himself Michael, but who we call Parker, Michael Parker, playing the Druid Zurabak. Say hi, Parker.
Hi, Parker.
Fan-fucking-tastic. We're joined once again, dear friends, dear listeners, for a tale of epic fantasy left on a bit of a cliffhanger last time. Let's get right the fuck into it. When last we left our heroes, Hector Zurabak and the lawman Ruger Firehide, all together again for the first time in what feels to this Dungeon Master like quite a while, we're following up on a troubling bit of intel given to them by a member of Hector's little counter-conspiracy set up in episodes, I'm sure, long forgotten by our listeners. One of the
Actually, two members. Total. And so I guess that's half of my counter-conspiracy. Total.
While our heroes were preparing for their pending journey with the Iron Shogun to the lost city of Fel, they were approached by Olga Hilltopple, who informed them that some rumors they had heard but a while ago were true, and that Colt, the leader of the Runners and a member of the conspiracy, was making clandestine trips to the prison inside the Dwarven Hold of Grotmire, where all of Everspring keeps its criminals, to converse with some prisoners. Our heroes and Zurabak went down there to investigate and found that Colt had indeed paid several visits to the prison, bribing the guards to keep silent and not question him or his actions. And it turns out he was visiting a couple of spies, criminals found and captured by the law enforcement here in Everspring, who were found to be working for the Lord Deceiver. It would seem that Colt has thrown in with these spies and their nefarious master and has, in these prisoners' own words, started a plan to bring the fall of Everspring. We join our heroes now inside the prison of Grotmire, their faces reflecting the harsh flame of Ruger Firehide's flaming axe as they peer into the barred cell carved into the stone of this prison, and two shabby, exhausted-looking men are huddled on their straw mats, shying away from the light. They have just informed you that Colt is working to bring the end of Everspring. What, my dear players, do you do?
Now, I'm not going to say, I told you so.
Uh-huh. So what are you?
But I will sing it. I told you so. I told you so.
I light up a cigarette.
Hector, you're gonna have to roll a perform check real quick if you're gonna be singing in this prison.
I rolled a 19 on the dice.
Yeah, you did. It's a beautiful song.
I don't have anything in perform sing, so it's only a 21 total, but still.
Yeah, you're all touched to the depths of your being by this lovely little patronizing ditty.
I hate it as I let it course through me, but I look at the ground dejectedly. I'm like, damn, that's a good tune.
I just ignore it.
Toes are so butter.
God damn it. Well,
No, but this is bad, and I don't actually. I mean, I feel a little vindicated, but I'm not happy that I was right to distrust him from the beginning. Ugh.
yeah, this is certainly a souring turn of events. One that we are obviously going to have to deal with. But, I guess.
I think first things first is we should, before discussing what to do next, not be in this room anymore.
Well, on that note, I'd only like to add, y'all fellers want to clarify what you mean by the fall of Everspring? You want to elaborate? And I look at the snake.
Yeah, you look at Zurabak's enormous snake, which bears its fangs
And
on
Snake
cue.
looks back.
Yeah.
I hit him with a wink.
The two prisoners you've been speaking with lock eyes with each other, and the blocky one with the cleft chin starts to open his mouth, but the slim one puts a finger over his lips, and they both go silent, and then one of them starts reaching under the small bundle of hay that serves as their bed and brings out a stone chip, barely larger than a coin, that gleams in the firelight. And using that stone chip, he slits the throat of his companion before cutting his own.
Fuck, why do these guys always choose to kill themselves?
I healed them.
Yeah.
Yes! Yes! Oh my god. Oh, that's incredible. There's some bars in your way.
Do I have,
Do you have rusting grasp?
I mean, technically, yeah, but I'm seeing what I have
Yeah,
prepared right now.
absolutely.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's fine. You reach your hand forward and grasp these bars, and they crumble under your grasp, and you effortlessly step into the room and use your druidic magics to heal their self-inflicted wounds. And quickly, these two men gurgling on their own blood are...
Hey, can I grab the coin they use to cut their throats while I was doing that so they don't do it again?
No, I want them to do it again and then heal them again.
Rilla scrambles for the stone chip that they use to, kill themselves. And,
I watch all of this while just smoking my cigarette. Like,
Absolutely.
yep, this all tracks.
Yeah, Zurabak gets like a handful of each of their hair and channels some healing magic into them, and the slices across their throat close, and both men look up completely bewildered in absolute shock.
Yeah, y'all are not going to be able to take the easy way out this time, so might as well spill your guts, make it a little easier on yourselves.
Okay, but not literally.
Right. Yeah, figuratively.
The slim prisoner just starts to shake. He's just visibly shaking. His eyes roll up a little bit. He seems to be just completely shutting down. The blocky one with the cleft chin speaks up and says, you can't do this to us. We have to go. We have to return to the void. You can't do this to us.
Listen, I ate the void already. It didn't taste very good.
I wish that were a lie, but y'all know who we are. You know what we're about.
Eating things.
Then eat us. We'd rather be devoured than give up any more than we already have. The Lord Deceiver demands our sacrifice. We have to rejoin the void. Or we'll have to stay here in this broken world with you fools trying to save it.
Yep. That's kind of the intention here. Unless you want to tell us about the fall of Everspring, and then perhaps we could have you eaten. I look at the snake again.
I look at Zerabak.
This is also true.
Zerback nods in approval.
Listen, you fucks. I'm not gonna tell you any more than this guy starts choking on his words. He kind of scratches at his throat a little bit, like he can't get the words out, and then his eyes roll up in the back of his head, and a dark sheen replaces the white of his eyes, and he calms down a bit, and you hear a voice that is only going to sound familiar to Zerabak. It is a high-pitched voice with a eerie, ephemeral quality to it.
I cast Dimensional Anchor on him.
Excellent.
Trump card. Trump card.
For the listeners at home, what does Dimensional Anchor do?
It's one of my new 4th level spells. Well, newish. And it blocks extra dimensional travel. So if she's inside of him, no, she's not going anywhere for the next, how many caster levels am I at? 14? Next 14 minutes. It stops you from, it bars astral projection, blink, dimension door, ethereal jaunt, etherealness, gate, maze, plane shift, shadow walk, teleport, and similar spell-like or psionic abilities.
Damn.
And prevents the use of a gate or teleportation circle.
Okay.
True lockdown.
It's a ranged touch attack, but he's like prone and dying, so like, do I need to roll that? Or
yeah, roll me a ranged touch attack, because you could fuck this up and that'd be hilarious. You channel your sorceress blood and
hey, I just rolled just rolled a critical.
Hell yeah. Excellent. So yeah, this dude's eyes roll up in the back of his head. A dark gleam washes over the whites of his eyes, and just as he starts speaking in this high-pitched voice, Rilla lashes out with a ray of energy that slams into the chest of this man, and he's covered in a strange, shimmering field that covers him even as he's clutched in Zerabak's unforgiving hands. From his mouth, a voice says,
"You all have gotten far more clever, keeping my poor servants alive here in the tapestry. A more cruel fate you could not inflict, though I doubt others in your circle, like that poor centaur, would agree. He has so much rage and pain in him. Pain and rage caused by you and your foolish, idiotic mission. These servants will not give you the answers you seek, and the centaur's work is already done. The pieces are in place. The Lord Deceiver knows all and is ahead of you still."
Who?
This voice peters out after this last line, and the eyes of this blocky prisoner who's in Zurbak's grasp start to return to normal. For a second, it seems like that dark glow is gone from his eyes, but then it comes back, and a confused expression takes over this prisoner's face. And a voice from his mouth says,
What have you done, little elf?
Really just cracks up because this is fantastic. It's fun, isn't it? I can hold her here for quite a while. I can do this spell, I don't know, at least 5 more times. Looks like we've got some time to chat. Won't that be fun?
I blow a smoke ring.
I'm bored. I've got things to do. And Zurbak just sort of wanders out.
Okie dokie, Zurbak, where you wandering to?
Bar.
Okie dokie. Zurbak goes and drinks. Did you have anything in particular in mind, or you just are done with the scene?
Zurbak's done. He's done his damage.
You certainly fucking have, you fucking monster.
He has nothing left to do here.
No, he certainly does not. Boy, what a nightmare for me, the dungeon master. So, as Zurbak wanders out, as normal, the rest of you are staring at this blocky prisoner, who seems to have been possessed by the Lord Deceiver, who is trapped inside the body for the moment.
Just to be clear here, the voice coming out of his mouth, is it like clearly the voice of a different person, or is
Absolutely.
it like his own voice distorting?
It is clearly the voice of a different person. Like
Okay.
he is
I am focused in on just like memorizing the cadence of this voice.
fucking fantastic. This possessed prisoner locks their gleaming black eyes under the long shadow as she laughs hysterically at how well her trap has worked. And they say,
Your paltry magics may inconvenience me for but a moment, but know that your fall has been ordained. The blade hangs above your necks, and your city will tear itself apart before my armies march across the mountains to smother the life from the lot of you.
Ordained by who? Are you? Oh, have you decided what's going to happen to us? Is that what's going on? I just love it when old, uppity people try to control the world. Oh, I love it so much. Who ordained it? You're not Narrativa. You're not Protos. You're just someone who stumbled onto a power you shouldn't possess.
A pretender.
A stupid mortal.
You're not even the stricken.
Yeah.
I am not the gods you name, for they are cruel and terrible powers whose works must be destroyed if there is to be any justice, any dignity in this world. You name these gods as if they are your friends and not the builders of your worst nightmares. They have woven a tapestry that has led to the maiming of the barbarian, to the slaughter of the elves' parents, and her torture at the hands of her own people. The gods wrote that the lawman's child would die and die in his arms. She did. You fight for those who are the true cause of all the world's suffering.
Zurbak had an idea and he doesn't go to the bar.
Okay, what is Zurbak doing?
Zurbak gets the stricken.
That's a good call.
See, That's what I thought you were going to do, and I was gonna follow you, but I did just cast the spell, so I probably need to stay here.
No, yeah, please hang out and keep the demon lady in check.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, go get Dad Zerback. That's a good call.
He was heading to the bar. He was like, "What? Wait a minute."
This'll be funny. Man, this is such a boring argument. Why does it seem like everyone who turns to evil is like, oh, but the world isn't fair, and therefore I'll do better. You won't, dum-dum.
I cast Ghost Sound,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to make it come out of the mouth, like appear to come out of the mouth of the other prisoner. And it's going to just be in the Stricken's, not the Stricken, in the Lord Deceiver's voice that I have now trained myself on. But also with a little bit of a, like, chicken, like, wah, at the beginning.
Sure.
So it's like, wah, I'm a hypocrite. Yeah, that's what I do.
It's a fucking excellent prank. You.
My arguments are sound. This world is broken. It was broken from the start when the puppet masters in the realm divine decided to craft life to sate their boredom. Your piece is on a board.
And what makes you so sure that you don't still have the strings pulling your every move?
Because I'm cutting them. I'm destroying all that they made.
So you're a
Once-
broken thing that is somehow going to fix everything by your own logic? I think you're just going to make it more broken.
Nothing will be fixed. Everything will be destroyed. Everything. My goal is to end reality, to make the only choice that can matter in this realm divined and ruled by fickle gods, to knock over the board, to cut the strings. We will all be free in the void, free from this illusion, free from this cruel lie.
But who gave you the idea to cut the strings?
It was the stricken who first plucked a thread from the tapestry. We continue in his divine tradition by plucking the rest of them.
And I suppose you don't particularly care that the stricken himself selected us to fix his mistake? That doesn't bother you at all? Oh, cult of the stricken.
It bothers me that he, like the other gods, lost his nerve and could not finish his work.
I'm just saying, if you want to blame everything bad in the world, if everything is just the orchestrations of Narrativa, then what makes you different? How are you not just a character written in her story to be an antagonist? What makes you so sure that you, of all beings, are the one that stands out from that? If you're so sure that she is responsible directly writing every bad thing that has ever happened, you are just another bad thing.
I know that I am different because I hold the strand. I hold the power of a god in my hand as the stricken once did so long ago, and I will not squander its power by trying to repair this disgusting cesspool. When you hold the strand, you see things from the perspective of the gods. You are elevated beyond the petty moralities and the weak wills of other mortals. I see everything. and everything must die.
I put up a middle finger behind my back. Do you see this?
I chuckle. Canonically, Ruger chuckles.
It is just as you make that sick burn that magically, wonderfully, Zurabak returns with the stricken.
I had an idea. It happens occasionally.
The stricken's like, okay, so what the fuck are y'all even doing? This is the most dangerous shit I've ever seen you do, and I've seen you do a lot of shit. Is that the Lord Deceiver in there?
Yup.
What the fuck, you guys? This. Wow. Just wow.
It just sort of happened. I mean, we came here to interrogate some guys.
Thanks, Ruger. Yeah, it just sort of happened. I used a very difficult spell.
Yes, sorceress, I understand.
I think he just means that she just sort of fell in our laps and we're...
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
She showed up and I just pinned her down because I could.
We didn't pre-plan that trap, per se.
The stricken looks around the cell, gazing at these two prisoners, and the one who is still hosting the Lord Deceiver. His eyes sweep over the scene, and he says, well, this is an opportunity I did not think we'd have, as horrifically dangerous as it is. This is impressive work, protagonists. Impressive work indeed. I hate to break it to you. That is not the Lord Deceiver entire, but a small fraction of her power, though that fraction is effectively trapped. Tell me, my enemy, how fares your usurpation of my throne?
I smile, because Mom and Dad are fighting.
Yeah, the stricken gets like slightly taller, and the shadows at the edge of your axe's light get like deeper as he's talking. You get that weird little gust of wind that tussles his now black hair.
Zurback starts hanging out the mugs of alcohol he procured on the way.
The Lord Deceiver says,
You were always a false prophet. You lacked the stomach to do what is necessary. You lost the strand because you were weak. It is in the proper hands now, and your followers will continue your work even if you don't have the stomach to do it yourself.
and the aura around this prisoner that Rilla has wrought with her magic warps for a second. It seems to shimmer. Rilla, to your arcane eyes, the like magical field you've woven around this prisoner seems to like swell and then recede back to its normal shape, as if an enormous force is straining against it.
I just had thought, and so real quick, I just want to like do the inside my mind. Hey, diviner.
How many conversations are y'all going to make me have with myself? I'm just kidding.
All of them. We haven't interrogated Colt yet. We should bring him in.
I love that we do this so often. We make Sam like interrogate himself while we just sit here laughing. It's
Oh yeah, but my first thought was, wait a minute, I gotta get Sam to talk to himself. On it.
I hate you guys so fucking much for this shit.
it's like a
Actively
cutscene
involved.
in D&D for us because we just get to sit back and listen.
This is like episode 25 shit. It's like, Stricken, tell them what we're doing and why we're here. It's like, don't fucking shit. We need a thing. Okay, the thing's over there. Great, let's go, protagonist. What are we doing?
It's a tale as old as
sorry.
time.
This is getting awfully meta. Hector, you ring the diviner. And you hear, yes, Hector, this is the diviner.
You need to be watching and listening to what's happening with us right now. Just pay attention.
All right, give me a moment. Yes, I have you pulled up on one of my mirrors.
That's the Lord Deceiver.
Hector, I don't have time for pranks, dear. I'm sure this is very funny where you come from, but we
Just
don't have...
listen.
She sighs and says, "All right." Sorry, that was so forceful. I thought we'd just leave it at that, and then someone else would say a thing. But she,
Yeah, I just don't know what to say.
That's also what I thought.
I just don't know what to say. This has all caught me very flat-footed.
Yeah, you don't expect to have a conversation with the final boss of the game this soon. The Stricken turns to you all and says, "Well, this is a fine pickle you've all got yourselves in. I don't exactly know what to do now."
Can you, eat her or something? Can we, in any way destroy this chunk of her power we have? Could we weaken her since we've got a piece of her?
Could
now?
I eat her? Rilla, that is...
Well, I mean, you're evil like Zerabak, and Zerabak is focused on consuming everything, even the void. I just thought maybe that was a theme with evil people.
You planted the seed. Now he's gonna do it. Great.
That is a very interesting idea.
Nope.
I could use a little more power.
Shouldn't though.
You have concerns, Mr. Firehide.
I share those concerns.
Yeah. I mean, in earnest, Anthony, you walk a fine line, and I think it's important for everybody in this room that you stay on the right side of it. This is a moment to be wary of. So, caution.
I just want to weaken her while we can.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have to eat her, but there must be some way to destroy this part of her while she's not connected, right?
Then let's destroy her with facts and logic.
Fuck off, Ben Shapiro. Get out of here.
Quick, Bard, sing a song.
I am the gatekeeper.
Oh, Christ in heaven. It is an interesting theory, Rilla. Truly interesting. The way she's trapped here now, if we kill her host, she'll merely escape. And we can't do any harm to her main body from here, but this sliver of power that she has left could be of use to us. Perhaps, after all, dinner has been served. And he turns menacingly to this possessed prisoner, and he seems to grow half a foot as he turns. And there is a malevolence coming off of him. It looks in the corner of your eye like there's small wisps of shadow curling off of his shoulders as he takes a couple of steps forward. And this possessed prisoner scrambles back to the back of the cell.
Now, you think you have me cornered, but I am stronger than this. I command powers beyond your comprehension, and I will not be.
And in the middle of this diatribe, the Stricken reaches forward with his small gnome hand and places it on the forehead of this possessed prisoner. And they immediately scream. They scream like they're being murdered. You hear the prisoner scream, and the voice of the Lord Deceiver scream at the same time. These horrible, racking screams that raise in pitch until they hurt your ears. I need everyone to make me a fortitude saving throw as this horrific wailing blasts all of you back a step. A force of wind erupts from the body of this prisoner and buffets you all, forcing you back. Would everyone get on their fortitude saves?
Dirty 20.
13.
Is this poison or fey?
No.
10 on the dice for a 28.
Fuck you,
I'm a
Rutger.
paladin, damn it.
17 on the dice for a 28.
Fuck you. Rilla, you take 10 points of damage as negative energy rips through your body. The rest of your companions are able to kind of bear it, but your ears bleed from this scream. And as you look, darkness leeches off of this possessed prisoner and curls around him like the wings of some great dark beast, seeming to pull from his skin, and it envelops Antony as he stands there with his hand on this prisoner's forehead and completely smothers him in a sheen of total darkness, which is slowly absorbed into his flesh. And he sucks in a deep breath, throws his head back, and there is a disturbingly rapturous expression on his face as he draws in this darkness. And after a while, the prisoner goes limp, no longer radiating this darkness. Their eyes once again white as they collapse to the floor, and Antony shudders in pleasure and looks at you all. He turns and faces you, and you see almost superimposed on his gnomish features, which have become more gaunt since he's been accruing more power over the course of this adventure. You see superimposed over his face for just a moment a horrid black mask of darkness with a dagger sharp nose and a mouth that looks like a gash lined with razor sharp teeth and dark pits for eyes. And it gazes at all of you for a moment before it disappears completely, and there is only Antony Geist.
Not Sebastian.
That was quite the meal.
I grip the handle of my axe a little tighter.
An excellent idea, Rilla. That was a small fraction of her power, but it is now mine. Mine once again. Oh, he lets out a long breath, and coils of black smoke just exit his mouth in a cloud and quickly dissipate. He says, "Whew. Yes. Well,
Is the prisoner dead?
you go check his vitals, and it seems that this transfer of power was too much for his body to handle."
I heal him.
The blocky prisoner is, in fact, dead. No mark upon him, but his heart has stopped. The slim prisoner, the other guy, is curled up in a ball in the other corner of the cell, just openly weeping. Just like...
I hope I don't regret suggesting that. I'm worried about beating her, killing her, but I'd hate to let not Sebastian destroy the world again because of that. Sorry, guys.
Please. Rilla, please. I don't know what more I could do to convince you that I'm on your side.
I think you're on my side now. I just don't think you'll be on my side forever. Because currently, really, I'm on your side. Right?
Right. And,
So,
Anthony, that display is, not winning you any awards here, buddy. You just look like a terrifying demonic fuck, and I am deeply contemplating sinking this axe in your skull right now.
I believe, Mr. Firehide, what you saw was the face of our enemy. One last gasp before I finished digesting them. That is the Lord Deceiver. It is good that you've all finally had a chance to gaze upon their face.
I shuffle a little. All right. Okay.
I think that right now, all of us should go see the diviner.
Absolutely. This Anthony's like, great, why are we going to the diviner? Is something going on?
Yeah, no, I grabbed that guy. We got a whole other trial we got to deal with as well. There's a traitorous centaur here. So I grabbed that guy who knows stuff.
You
drag
grab
him
the
up.
sobbing prisoner that's left over.
Yeah. The skinny one. I've fucking fill him in on the fact that Colt is a traitor and that we have a whole other plot that we were here for in the first place.
Hey, I didn't do this, y'all did. So that's on.
I
this
said
is
2
all on y'all.
episodes.
You did. The magic of D&D, baby. It never
We
ends.
are never going to fail. God, the pacing in this show is shit. So you all grab this prisoner and make your way to the diviner's tower. The stricken says, as you relay this information to him, by the gods, if Colt has been turned, that is grim news for us all. He controls the runners, and the runners control information. You're all now walking through Grotmire and through the streets of Everspring. Now more than ever on a war footing, as people who would normally be like frolicking through the streets and tossing coins in fountains and singing on corners are now marshaling into forces, practicing drills in the courtyards and setting up all sorts of defenses. There's people fletching thousands of arrows, burnishing armor, all that stuff as you walk through the streets. Anthony gazes around with a very suspicious eye and says, if the runners have been compromised, who knows what poison has been poured into the ears of everyone around us. We must be very cautious. You guys move along through the streets to the Diviner's Tower. Everyone roll me a sense motive check.
let's see.
13.
18.
8 on the dice for a 23.
Holy shit, Ruger.
It's lawman, Ruger Firehide. I gotta sense
For
motives,
sure.
man.
Before we start this conversation, you got to know you literally can't lie to me. So let's just.
That's usually why I'm so cocksure in the interrogations, is because, I don't know, the dice are on my side here, friend.
You studied so many faces over the years. Yeah.
Zerbeck, you said you got a 21?
Yeah.
All right. So, Hector and Rilla, you don't really notice anything as you peer around at all the people sweeping past you on the street.
An 18 wasn't enough? God damn. All
Beth,
right.
you're level 15. You better bring some serious shit to these fucking rolls, all right?
I
We're
have
not
a
playing
wisdom
games.
of 0. Okay, it was just a dice roll. But all right.
Yeah, so you don't get this one. You'll get them next time. I let you dimensional anchor the villain. Don't give me pushback on this roll. God damn. So yeah, Hector and especially Rilla, you don't see shit. Ruger and Zurabek, as you're moving through the streets toward the Diviner's Tower with this prisoner, people are staring at Rilla They're not staring at like the prisoner. A couple glances like pass over him. They're all kind of staring at Rilla, and there's a few like a couple people furrow their brows, and like one or two people whisper behind their hands. And Zurabak, don't even fucking say it. Just roll a listen check. I don't want to hear it.
Do I even have to roll at this point?
Just roll it. I want to hear the numbers. The people at home want to hear the numbers. You've got the keen-eared scout feet. You hear everything. Just roll the dice.
L for listen. Well, I only rolled a 15, so add 26 to that.
3.5 D&D.
Hey, I just rolled a listen check too, and I got another 20. Why is Google doing this? But but that's only for me a 22.
Zurabak, you hear whispered behind the hands of these people staring at Rilla. Is that Rilla the Returned? I heard that the elves maimed a runner. I heard that they massacred a whole herd of runners in the forest before they came here. Is that true? How can we let so many of them in? I don't know about those elves. I hear they're bad luck. I hear they butchered a runner. This is flitting back and forth between people as you make your way through the streets.
This is propaganda Ruger can get behind.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Wow.
It's a callback.
It took us 80 something episodes for us to find out Ruger's been a racist this whole time. Just this whole time.
The cowboy? Who'd have guessed?
Let's be fair. He's playing a ranger, the most racist class. It has
That's a good
favored
point.
enemies.
He is spec'd for murder. That's a good point. So what's your deal? Oh, I kill specific races. Anyway, what are we doing? So after a while, you get to the Diviner's Tower with this prisoner. You're let in. The foyer, the sumptuous office, the Tower of Mirrors, yada yada. We've been here plenty of times. The Diviner.
I believe this is Zurbak's first time here, so give it the whole spiel.
You find a broad courtyard out in front of a dazzlingly tall and perilously thin spire on the outskirts of town. A squad of 4 Knights of the Order of the Quill are standing guard outside the broad double doors at the base of the tower. They nod you all in, saluting. Knight Captain Commander Ruger Firehide as you go in. You pass through a comfortable foyer with coat racks and some benches. You find yourself in a nice, well-appointed office with thick carpeting, a huge desk piled with magical trinkets, bits and baubles, shelves covered with weapons, artifacts, all sorts of old spy glasses and binoculars, things like that. And you go up a wrought iron spiral staircase into the mirror chamber, the largest chamber in this tower, taking up the lion's share of the real estate in here. The walls all lined with tall mirrors, floor to ceiling. And you find the Diviner floating in the midst of all of it, her eyes wrapped with a blue bandana as her arcane eyes flit back and forth from mirror to mirror. What do you think, Zurbak?
I hate it here.
Yep. So the Diviner comes down, obviously expecting you.
Obviously.
And flits to the ground as you bring the prisoner in and says, "Well, Hector, I'm certainly glad I listened to you. That was horrifying to hear and see. What in the name of all the gods is going on?"
I sigh.
Well, I got some information that there was some conspicuous communications going on between Colt and the spies that we had prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to talk to those prisoners, uncovered very bad information, but honestly, we'll get to that. But while we were interrogating them, they attempted to kill themselves. Zurabak, of all people, stopped them.
It was the cruelest thing I could do in the moment to them.
Very true.
I pat him
Good job.
encouragingly on the back.
At which points, the Lord Deceiver herself possessed one of them, and Rilla anchored that piece of her consciousness to place.
By the gods, is that what I witnessed?
Yes, and I thought, I know that you have been trying very hard to learn more about her. I thought hearing her voice, witnessing her presence might be helpful. I also thought that bringing the asshole that just sucked up her power into him and having him physically present with you might be helpful. So here's the asshole that did that.
The diviner shakes her head at this deluge of information and says, by Narrativus braids, with what Rilla brought me just the other day and this new information, I think I am closer than ever to pinning down the Lord Deceiver and finding her. This is incredibly valuable information, Hector. I've seen her face now. That is certainly worth reporting. I thank you. I shall have to redouble my efforts. Well, Colt, a traitor. I find it hard to believe he's been instrumental in the forming of the conspiracy and in leading refugees here to the city and
Oh, don't worry. I think he only hates the elves for, massacring his people and giving them a bum leg.
massacring his people. I
At
don't
least
recall
that's what
that
all
happening.
those peasants said. Did I
No.
put enough disdain on that? Paulie's not here to let me know.
I pat Zerback on his back encouragingly again. Yep, that's plenty, buddy. That's plenty.
The diviner turns to Rilla and says, I know the story of what happened to Colt when he wandered into your old village. I know that they took one of his legs, but they didn't massacre.
No, that's total. Yeah, that's bullshit. Like absolute bullshit. But sounds like the sort of thing a pissed off runner might say to,
I don't know.
Maybe.
It sounded pretty truthful to me.
Yeah, cool. So that means that my they're not like friends seems wrong. My fellow elves are probably going to be getting like bricks thrown at them, so that's fun, right? Like he's a fucking asshole, but it was not my intent to have his leg cut off. I say again, I just sent him to like deliver some mail. Like I didn't know. Whatever.
Of course, dear. I'm sure no one in their right mind would blame you for that, though it is a terrible tragedy. By my word, if there are rumors spreading already that the elves have done things that they haven't, that's proof enough for now. That and your word, we'll have to find Colt swiftly. Give me a moment. And she so she flits up to one of her mirrors, about a half dozen of her arcane eyes flitting around it, and a picture comes up of the inside of a bar room. And it is immediately recognizable to you all as you were there for the bar crawl. This is the Flying Crown, the classiest establishment in town, and Colt is standing in the middle of the bar room with a beer in hand, his wide-brimmed hat off of his head and pressed against his chest, and he is saying, look, folks, now, I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news, and I don't want to besmirch anyone, but let me tell you something. The kind of shit I saw out there in that forest, it would chill your fucking heart. You see this metal leg I got? I got this out in the Springvale forest. Them fucking elves cut me up for days. I didn't think I was going to get out of there. I just think, we got these folks living at the edge of our town. We don't know anything about them. We didn't vet them before they came here. And now they're stalking across the rooftops with bows and arrows looking down on us. I just don't feel safe. That's all I'm saying. And there's a bunch of dupes in the crowd going like, uh-huh. Oh, that's a good point. Oh, sure. I didn't think about it like that. And he's just holding court in the middle of this bar. The diviner says, well, that's horrible. Well, all right then, caught red-handed. I can't believe he thought he could get away with this. This is terrible. We'll have to send someone to pick him up.
Let's call a meeting. We had the plan to go to Fell. That's on hold for right now. Let's call a meeting under the guise of it being more about Fell, and let's confront him there when we have him isolated.
The diviner says, we can certainly plan a meeting of the conspiracy. I can summon him. Are you not worried about the things he's saying now? Should we not have him taken off the streets? This is hate speech. This is conspiracy.
That's why we should call the meeting approximately 5 minutes ago.
Pulling him off the street's gonna encourage his rumors to seem true, right?
Yeah, I don't want to make a martyr of him.
Yeah.
A big public display of an arrest while he's speaking his truth could look bad.
Oh, that's rather canny of you. Yes, of course. I'll summon. I'll summon them right now, of course. And she, a couple of the arcane eyes, flit down the spiral staircase out to command the guards out front, who rush off with orders. And in a very short amount of time, people start filing in. Are you guys gonna hide or chill, or are you just gonna be here when everyone walks in?
I mean, we're part of the conspiracy, so us being here makes sense. I am
not going anywhere.
He's
touching things.
Probably gonna have the prisoner, the spy, seen to and tucked away. For later interrogations if needed. But cool.
You slap his ass in irons and throw him downstairs. He's fine. He has not stopped crying the entire time. He's kind of hoping you guys will forget about him.
It's possible.
But yeah. As you guys wait in short order, the rest of the conspiracy wanders in. Kurz, Lore Master Holland, Pockets, and the diviner keeps Colt in view, inner scrying mirror, the entire time. You see a guard approach him with a message. You see him finish his drink and wave goodbye to everyone at the bar who enthusiastically sees him off. And you see him galloping through the streets, tipping his hat to people. And every once in a while, he glances up at the elves, Rilla's personal force, the returned in their wooden masks, scanning the skies. He looks up at them, and there is the briefest crack in his jovial, abiding mask, and there is pure fucking hatred in his face when he looks up at the elves patrolling the skyline. You get the surreal picture as through the scrying mirror, you see him walk up to the tower, go through the foyer in the office, and make his way up into the room. So you all kind of see yourselves in the scrying mirror. Everyone arrives, and the diviner says, well, greetings, everyone. Thank you all for joining us on such short notice, as always. We have some things to discuss. Not sure how to broach the subject. Protagonists?
I start making my way over towards Colt, and I cast a glance at Kurz, and I do my best to convey a look that hopefully he can perceive, that he needs to be ready.
Yeah, you yeah, this is classic like old law enforcement shit. You like cock an eyebrow and tilt your head a little bit, and Kurz moves into position to block the exit. Like, this is old hand, absolutely gets the message.
Seeing this, I also kind of just work to position myself
Sure.
towards Colt.
Zerback picks
necessary.
up the shiniest thing, puts it in his mouth, and then puts it back.
And I approach Colt and I pull out my axe and declare, by the light of Protos and by the law of the Order of the Quill, Colt, you are under arrest. And then I like dramatically drop my manacles, like unleash them a little bit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you hang on to the chain, but you let the cuffs drop, and they clink very satisfactorily. Colt looks at you and says, under arrest? Ruger, I think you might be under a little too much stress lately. Under arrest for what? I'm part of the conspiracy. I'm fighting just like y'all are to fix everything. What the fuck are you talking about, arrest? And the rest of the conspiracy lore master Holland Pockets are like, yeah, what the fuck's going on?
Treason.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Treason? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm keeping the flow of information going. I got eyes and ears all over this fucking island.
And what information you're sharing with the people? The diviner certainly helped us see your most recent conversation in the bar, you fucking asshole. My people are massacring yours? Fuck you. And really throws, I don't know, a cup of something at him. Whatever's on hand.
You throw a fine china teacup, which
Zerback hands her a fine china teacup.
yes. It smashes against the wall. The diviner's like, oh. But Colt looks a little shocked and then says, okay, I see what's going on. You've been scrying me, huh? You've been scrying on your old friend Colt. Spying on a member of the conspiracy. I'll tell you what, I'll cop to it, sure. I said some shit. About the elves. God only knows what the fuck you savages get up to in that goddamn forest of yours. How do I know I'm not the only victim? I went there to deliver a message and I got chained to a wall and my fucking leg got cut off. They tortured me for days, little girl. I don't give a fuck about your feelings or your goddamn people. As far as I'm concerned, they can all kick fucking rocks, every one of them. I gotta watch these people stride through the goddamn rooftops of my town, looking down on me with those fucking arrows. I don't give a goddamn how you feel. I can say whatever the fuck I want.
And so that's why you conspired with the Lord Deceiver to plot the fall of Everspring.
Whoa. The Lord Deceiver? What the fuck are you talking about?
You know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
Please tell me that Hector hesitated to say fuck, because that's delightful.
It comes out awkwardly, like a fifth grader who's trying to use it for the first time.
Listen, friend, I'll be the first one to admit here to all of you, I got no love for them fucking elves. And if I had my way, they'd be out of town and out of our fucking hair. We don't got enough supplies to go around as it is with this fucking battle coming our way. But if you think for one goddamn second that I would have anything to do with that lunatic, the Lord Deceiver, and her fucking cultists, you've gone a step too fucking far. All right?
This is boring. We keep calling you, and then you have to backtrack. Just fucking... This is stupid. God damn it.
I walk over to where Ruger tucked
Yes.
the prisoner,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
I pull him out.
I was going to do that, but I'm holding him at axe point, so...
Yeah. I just grab the prisoner and pull him out and toss him down in front of Colt.
All right, so you got some fucking homeless guy. Who the fuck is this?
You may be able to lie to me, You can't lie to Ruger fucking Firehide.
It's so true. I sense motive on his ass.
Do it. Roll it up.
I don't like how confident you are. So that is 30.
Colt, the runner, is lying through his goddamn motherfucking teeth. He is absolutely lying. He's just hoping he'll be loud enough to drown out any dissent. He is not telling the fucking truth.
All right, so then I say, listen, friend, I see through you. I see all your lies spelled plain across your face, and if I see it, I sure as shit know that beautiful orc over there understands just how much of a liar you are right now, friend.
I hand more fine china to Rilla.
I chuck it at him. As soon as a cup is handed to me, I'm hurling it at him. Oh, like over and over.
I dodge a little because she's got terrible aim.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, come on. I shoot a bow and arrow.
But you don't throw things.
Rilla, let's be 100% clear. And this is splitting hairs, but you used to shoot a bow and arrow. You haven't done that. You can't claim sharpshooter anymore. Not for a long fucking time. I shoot a bow and arrow. Yeah, okay. I gave you an oath bow and you fucking turn into dragons instead. Let's not get on our high horse about our accuracy. I remember you hitting too much shit when you were rolling attack rolls anyway. In any event, I'm over-caffeinated and trying to stay on point.
Came to the wrong episode for that one.
Fucking rails. So you, Ruger, you see through this bullshit and you call it the lies. But Lore Master Holland speaks up and says, look, I don't know all of the facts here, but these are very harsh allegations, and whatever unfortunate personal prejudices this runner may have, what proof have you that there is a treasonous plot at play? What is the plot? What exactly are you accusing Colt of?
Conspiring with the greatest villain of our time.
All right, so Colt, according to you, was conspiring with the Lord Deceiver. In what way? To do what? I merely wish to know what exactly the allegations are.
Let me tell you a story.
Mm.
And
I second that.
I light up a cigarette one-handed because I'm still holding Colt at axe point.
Yeah, you light it
you
on
light
the
a cigarette
axe.
off of your axe.
I know.
Don't fuck around.
I know I do. I'm just saying. I'm still holding it like at him. Shut up.
That's the most firehide shit ever. Goddamn. Hold on. By the light of Protos. Oh, that's good shit.
He's gonna tell his story. This usually takes a while. So.
And look, I'm just going to recount our day. I'm not going to name Hilltopple.
Right.
But we got information. I'm just going to recount our day up to now.
Right.
In the form of a story, but also I'm going to be doing a bardic music effect with it.
And what is that?
We're going to start with Fascinate.
Oh, shit. Who are you fascinating?
Colt.
Of course you are. Excellent. Roll me a perform check just for fun as you...
I mean, I need to set the DC.
Oh shit, that's how that... God damn, that's how that works. Oh my god, this dude's fucked.
Oh, I just rolled a fucking 18 on the dice. That's a 32. His will save DC to not be fascinated is 32.
Oh god, no. He fails so hard. He can't. Oh god. I rolled a 19. That's still not enough. Fuck. God. Yeah. I hate you guys. So Hector, you spin a yarn in your powerful, resounding voice, informing the conspiracy of all you've learned today, all you've been told, and the entire time you've been weaving subtly your bardic magics around the mind of the runner, Colt, who gets a little bleary-eyed and a little woozy, starts swaying a bit on their legs, and by the end of your story, they are fully fascinated. For the listeners at home, dear Hector, what does fascinated do?
Sits quietly and listens to the story, taking no other actions for as long as the bard continues to play, and concentrate up to a maximum of 1 round per bard level.
Hell yeah. So, while you were telling your story, Colt is lulled into a stupor, says nothing, finishes his diatribe, and continues to just listen to your telling of the story. And I'm assuming there's a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, we are fascinating. In order to get to the next step, I end my story by turning to Colt. Now, Colt, speak the truth for once. And that's a suggestion.
Hell yeah.
And I mean a magical suggestion. I use my bardic music ability, Suggestion, on a creature which I have already fascinated.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. They get a saving throw for that. What's the DC?
His DC is...
It's 10 plus half your bard level plus your charisma modifier.
So 16.
Okie dokie. Let's see if he gets it. Okay. And fuck. You got a 7. That's not enough. Jesus Christ. All right. What was your suggestion again?
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth for once.
Oh my God. I'm glad, you know what? In hindsight, I'm glad this only took 1 episode. Colt starts talking, and as the words come out of his mouth, he looks increasingly horrified, as if he does not want to reveal this information, but he can't help himself thanks to Hector the Barbarian's bardic music abilities. The web you have woven around his brain tightens, and he spills his fucking guts. Well, the truth is, I've been having nightmares. I've been having nightmares every goddamn night since I came back from the Everspring forest and was maimed by those fucking savages, and I haven't been able to sleep. Every time I close my fucking eyes, I see dead-eyed elves carving into me. They got worse and worse until a couple weeks ago, they stopped. Some dark presence came to me and said they could help me stop the nightmares if I just did what they said. They told me to go to the prison to talk to this asshole and his buddy in the cell, these spies. They gave me instructions, and I followed them, and I've been trying to turn this town against the elves on the sly ever since. I've been spreading rumors and staging a couple false flags to make everyone hate the elves and hopefully start some kind of race war. I'm trying to split the city in half on the racial fault lines that are constructed by bringing all these goddamn refugees in, and if I get my way, this town will be so whipped up into a hateful frenzy after we assassinate one of the lore masters that they'll just tear the elves apart on their own. And after that comes out of his mouth, he claps his hand over his face, his eyes wide, and he looks around the room and then tries to make a run for it. He bolts towards the stairs. Luckily, Captain Kurz has gone for position, and the powerful orc completely blocks his way. He tries to fight, but with Hector and Ruger and Captain Kurz all penning him in, he is quickly overpowered, and you are able to slap irons on him.
Rilla throws another teacup.
Yeah, this one hits him right in the side of the head, which leaves a small cut, which sends a stream of blood trickling down the side of his face. He shakes his head, gets a moment to get his wits about him, and says, "You know what? It's fine. It's fine. I don't care. It's all out in the open now, and that's, you know what? My heart's less heavy for it. It's good. It's good you know why I did this and what's going to happen. Because it's already been done. It's all going to happen anyway. In fact, it should be starting right about now. And you all hear, at the very edge of your hearing, a loud explosion. And bells start ringing in the city of Everspring. And that is where we'll end.
Hello, and welcome to Happily Ever After, the podcast after the podcast, where we take a deep dive into the romantic inclinations, aspirations, and inspirations of our protagonist plus Zerback. Tonight, I have a very, very special question for our proposed bachelors and bachelorettes. So, without further ado, Hector the Gatekeeper, Bachelor number 1, come on down, buddy. How are you?
I'm happy to be here. How are you?
I am plucky and feeling lucky, and I'm hoping for an answer that is just really gonna wow your potential suitors, Hector. So tonight I ask of you, do you, Hector the Gatekeeper, believe in love at first sight?
Wow, that's a big question.
It's an important touchstone. It says a lot about
Yeah.
a potential lover.
Now, love is a strong word. But you know what else is strong? My flex.
Oh!
How could you not? And how could you not fall in love at one side of this?
Well, that is spectacularly vainglorious of you, Hector the Gatekeeper, but I gotta dig a little deeper, buddy. What about, yes, obviously you are hubba hubba, but, what about in reverse? You ever laid eyes on someone and just got lost in it?
I mean, what young gatekeeper boy doesn't grow up thinking of storybook romances? I can't say that I have yet experienced that feeling. But do I believe it exists? Yeah, of course.
Well, Hector, that is, honestly just perfect. That's excellent answer, friend. That says a lot about your character, and that's the point of this whole thing. So, buddy, Bachelor number 1, I appreciate you sharing. And that brings us to Bachelorette number 2, Rilla Longshadow. How are you, darling?
Who's Bachelorette number 1?
Sharon, but she doesn't like to answer questions, so she doesn't come on stage.
That makes sense. The mystery, the mystique.
Right.
Yeah.
It's apparently the polling says it's quite alluring. She might actually be beating you in the Bachelorette run-in, so you might want to get this question right, Rilla. No pressure, no pressure. Rilla Longshadow, do you believe in love at first sight?
No.
Oh, really? And why not?
Dude, that's just not, look, man, that's just not how my culture works. Like, when you live as long as we do, it's not love is a long-term choice, right? It's a thing that you have to work for and successfully navigate for hundreds of years with another person. It takes time and effort to develop that. I don't think it is. I think that there's certainly a chemistry. I think that there is a an attraction you can have at first sight, but love, no, that doesn't sound right to me.
Okay. Well, that is certainly reasonable. I would ask, though, in the same vein, you mentioned that love would require centuries of commitment, but are you saying you couldn't love, a human or a half orc or some such that doesn't live quite so long?
It was the half orc Zurabak because no,
But no, it's against the rules for everybody answering the questions. No. I'm just generally speaking. I mean, you do believe.
Generally speaking, yeah, no. I mean, I think it can develop between any two people. I don't think it has to be two elves. But I'm just saying I don't think that it happens immediately. I think it takes time.
Well, that makes a whole lot of sense, Rilla, and I appreciate you taking the time to share it. And that brings us to Bachelor number 3. Zerback, buddy, how the hell are you?
Still here.
Yep, and
Your craft food tables suck today.
yeah, it's budget cuts. You know how it is, Zerback. But we're trying here, and those ratings go just a little bit higher, and we'll invest those earnings in better food, I guess. I don't. Buddy, listen, got a question for you, and I'm going to try and be precise here. Do you, Zerback, titles, believe in love at first sight? Why or why not?
What is love at first sight? I've heard of love at first bite. That happens, sure, all the time.
Well,
Sight lies to you, teeth don't.
wait, what? Love at first bite, Hector? Is that like Circle of the Serpent thing, or?
Hector?
Oh, sorry, Zerback. My apologies, buddy. Too many bachelors.
No.
So what's love at first bite? You just bite someone you're romantically interested in, see if it's good?
I just want you take that first bite, you know you're never gonna stop.
Well, alright, that's a little disconcerting. But Zerback, you're telling me that you've never laid eyes on someone and thought, wow, just wow.
Look at how stupid they are. Yeah, I think that all the time.
All right then. Well, that, folks, will do it here on Happily Ever After. Keep those dice turning.
Hey there, dear listener. Sam the DM here, checking in with the credits at the end of the show. Challenge Rating 0 was edited by the incomparable Audius Prime, aka Matt Sims. You can find more of his work at audiusprime.com. Music for Challenge Rating 0, including our amazing theme song, is provided by the harp wolf Danielle Williams. You can find more of her work at danielletaylorharp.bandcamp.com, including her album Why Are We Surprised When Seasons Change. Additional music for Challenge Rating 0 is provided by Justin Ra. You can find more of his work at justinra.com, including his album Age of the Spirit. If you want to find us on social media, we are on Facebook and Instagram at Challenge Rating 0. We're at Twitter at Challenge_0. And if you'd like to email us here at the show and send any questions for As the Dice Turn segment, you can send any emails to challengeratingzero@gmail.com. Any questions we receive will be read on air. If you'd like to support the show, we are on Patreon, patreon.com/CR_ZERO. We've got some bonus content on there for you folks if you are interested. And if you can't support us fungibly, we ask only that maybe you take some time to give us a review, recommend us to a friend, all that good stuff. Thank you so much for listening. We're still trying to make the best show we can for you folks, and we're going to keep on keeping on. I hope you all take care of yourselves and each other out there. We'll see you next time.